So y'all just gonna leave her there? What's good, everybody? It's May Money back again for another video. This time we are discussing The 100, Season 7, Episode 15, entitled A Dying of the Light. This is the penultimate episode before this whole series is over. Honestly, I can't wait. I'm just kind of over it. I'm done with it. I will one more week and maybe I'll feel differently. I'm not giving them benefit of the doubt, but I am not going to set my feelings in stone and in any anomaly stone until the season and series is rounded up and stamped and sent out and packaged and whatever. It's just finished. This episode was honestly a little bit underwhelming and kind of boring, at least for the first part. Like, I really enjoyed certain aspects of it without really having to think about everything else that happened in it. Like, I really enjoyed like Raven and Murphy and Maury and Jackson. That was all great. That could have honestly been the only part of the episode, and I think I would have been okay with that. I enjoyed the interactions with the characters. I enjoyed Amori, like, kind of on her deathbed a little bit there. I enjoyed the urgency with Raven, and I just enjoyed all of those interactions. I thought that was all really, really well done. So, just there were a few things outside of that I just thought was very confusing. So, I'll start about what I liked. I really liked Raven, kind of, getting into some character development when it comes to her feeling useless or hating to feel useless, and really just determined to help get into the anomaly to the anomaly stone. And I really actually like that moment when what did she say, it's in the rec room somewhere, and somebody said in that interaction was like, but we were in there and there was nothing in there. And she was like, just because you can't see it doesn't mean it isn't there. So they went searching and knocking things down. And then they pulled over the piano. And there was like an Asgata symbol there. I don't know what that even is supposed to mean. Is that supposed to indicate something that I missed? So please let me know if anybody understood what that meant. Otherwise, it was useless, or maybe it'll be addressed next episode. But until then, who knows? I just thought it was kind of strange for it to be an Asgata symbol. And the only thing that I could really think about with that Asgata handprint symbol thing is maybe one of Cadigan's kids. I forget the other dude's name. Colin Creevy. No, that's a Harry Potter character. Cassie. Whatever his name was. I forget the girl's name too. Cadigan's daughter's Callie? Her brother, the one that she got into a fight with. Maybe he was Asgata or something, but we don't know. I'm not watching the prequels, so I don't care. But maybe that has something to do with it. I don't know. Anyway, I mean, if you're gonna put it there, like, at least let it pay off and make some sort of sense. But until then, we just ain't gonna know. So Raven ends up finding the stone, and they start hammering into the ground. And Amori is kind of lying on her deathbed, and Jackson is trying to keep her spirits up, and he's like, "Nah, Raven, you should be the one to do this because like health is also mental as well, which I totally agree with. So that happens, and Raven is, talking to her like, no, don't give up. Like, we're not giving up on you. And Moria is like, no, if just go put the code into Bardo, you have to save everybody. Like, don't save me, or whatever. And Raven eventually comes to the point where she's like, nah, cool. I liked that interaction, and I really liked Murphy's eagerness and like the fear that Richard Hartman played, and this the anxiety that he was feeling to lose Amori. I thought that that was all very warranted, and it worked really well. So, and they end up getting to the anomaly and going through to Sanctum. I believe she put in the code for Sanctum. I believe, unless I missed something there. But yeah, so they, cart her through the anomaly while doing CPR. I thought that was actually pretty well, like, shot. I really actually enjoyed, like, them, like, who was doing CPR? Whoever was doing CPR, like, on top of her, and they're, like, pushing her through. I liked that. I thought that was cool. And so then we have these other parts of the episode that just really didn't fit for me. And they were just kind of dull and boring. I mean, I don't really know how much Gaia I even saw. Oh, yeah, because she was doing, like, all the meditation stuff. That just felt like a waste of time to me. Clark is bugging, and she just felt very, like, non-Clark-like. And she hasn't felt very much like Clark this entire season to me in general. But what are we gonna do about that? So, that all was just like, whatever for me. Like, the meditation and her being all frustrated and sad, and, like, why would Maddie leave without me? She told you in the last episode why she left without you. She made it very clear that she was upset with you for just deciding for everybody without giving anybody, like, the chance to, make their own decision about how they want to kind of live their life, And so Maddie ends up in Bardo, and Levitt is there, and he's, still pretty, like, of a decent person to her, and she, willingly lets them in, and he comes to find out that she, like whatever memories that she has aren't hers, and so they're in a deeper part of her brain, and Cadigan is, like, really pushing to and starts to, like, get kind of aggressive towards pushing Maddie's mind into remembering memories that aren't even hers. And Levitt is kind of like, nah, like, this is starting to get a little bit too much. And, like, he sees Maddie struggling, and from there, like, he ends up kind of defecting and bringing in Clark and Octavia finally, because they're the only, somebody has to pull them through and all that. And then they get captured, and they have all these moments. It's just kind of dry and, like, really just, like, to me, where it just didn't feel authentic for Clark's character. I don't know. I don't even remember. That's how, like, unimpactful those moments were to me. In comparison to what was going on in the other side. And then, of course, we have, like, Echo and Nyla. So is Echo dead? She just dead? Or Ash? She just a part of the rubble now? Ash turned to Ash? We don't care about anything about what happened to her or Nyla. Like, what? Like, I just, like, you spent all this time on Echo Ash character, and, like, you have one more episode left, so somebody please explain that to me. I don't get it. I would not have written that way. I just think it's just such a cheap cop out. Like, okay, now Echo is not even important. Her storyline isn't important. Her arc isn't important because Bellamy's dead. Oh, he's dead. Now she doesn't matter. Like, that's kind of like what I didn't like about her character to begin with. And then when they finally started giving her something on her own and started having her do her own thing, that's when she, like, was better to me as a character. And now, like, she just crumbled and she wasn't even addressed at all. So I just don't, like, what was the point of that? And there was just a whole bunch of things in this episode that I just didn't get the point. Like, I thought Amori was gonna die. I really did. And that would have made me sad. That would have made me sad for the characters that live on, like, when she's actually dead. And, like, we still don't know. Maybe she survives, maybe she doesn't. We still don't know. But that being said, there's a whole nother kind of death cop-out that we got in this episode that just, like, really pissed me off and had me confused and had me like, what the fuck was this episode even about? And, like, we have one more episode left to end this entire show completely. And I still do not know what is going to happen, and I'm still confused about what is happening. So let's just cut to the chase here. So we get to the point where Octavia and Clark and Levitt, they go through their whole ordeal. Oh yeah, let's talk about other homeboy before we get there. So they get locked up, and Shadeheada's in the next room singing. And honestly, I have a hard time, like, hating on Shadeheada just because I love J.R. Bourne. Like, he has been killing it this season. Like, that's been a silver lining in this season for me. Like, he's just been phenomenal to me. And so, like, in a weird way, I'm like, I hope he wins. Like, I hope he gets everything he wants at this point. So they end up kind of, like, convincing him, which I just think is silly. So Clark could reason with Shadeheada, who definitely is trying to put her daughter into danger, like, for show. It is confirmed over and over and over again that Shadeheada has been after Maddie for quite some time. And she negotiates with him, but she can't negotiate with Bellamy, who wasn't even trying to put her in danger, over a book that she didn't get, that Maddie ended up just going there and getting the book and going and doing MCAP anyway. Like, Bellamy would have probably, if he was still alive, would have saved Maddie. Okay. Anyway, I mean, I've just come to the point where it's like, I don't even care. None of it makes sense to me, and I'm not even going to try to reason through it. Anyway, so they come to this agreement. They're like, okay, Your Highness. What did she say? Like, stay here and locked up in the cell or help us get out. So Shadeheada fucking goes and just does his whole shit. Actually, I thought that was dope. I actually liked that. I ain't gonna lie. I don't want to like it, but I did. That shit was clean. I like his character. He is a ultimate warrior, and yeah, none of them would have been able to do that. But then he disappears again. Where the fuck he at now? How many times are you gonna let this fool just go off somewhere on his own? He is like the deadliest dude in the show right now, and y'all just keep letting him off into... Why would you... Again, this is like the 5th time that they've let this fool escape in some form or manner or shape. Why did we got one more episode left, and Shadehead is still out here just all running amok, just massacring people in droves. Like, what? Okay, fine. I mean, what reasoning is it behind? Is he on the good side? What side is he on? He just want to be on the side of, like, I don't know. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about that. What do you think about Shade Hedda? Like, why would they? I just don't get that. I don't get that. Did he die? What happened to him? Did he go somewhere? Did he go back to Sanctum? Did he go? Where the fuck did he go? Anyway. So he distracts enough guards, actually completely obliterates them, and they get into the room, and Maddie is like brain dead, or like some sort of like paralyzed coma situation, stroked out, I don't know, hemorrhage. I don't really remember the whole, I'm not good with that sort of thing. But anyway, she messed up, and she can't move, and she's just messed up. And Clark is all breaking down like, oh, my baby, oh, my baby. I've never even heard Clark even talk to Maddie like that, so it was a little uncomfortable to me. But so they go through this whole ordeal. Levitt's like, nah, it's over for her. And then, so they kind of start preparing to put her down. And, like, it's like maybe 5 minutes worth of, like, all this lamenting. And she starts to sing. And Octavia's like, no, I ain't gonna let you do this. I'll do it for you. All this, it's all sad and emotional, and it goes on for a long ass time, and then once it starts to happen, Levitt's like, no, wait, oh no, he got the code, and referring to Cadigan, who got the code for the test that Jordan had mentioned something about, like, this test. I still don't really understand. I mean, I get the idea of it, but, like, still don't. I'm trying to work this out as I'm making this video because I was so, like, confused. Like, I really don't know what happened there. And I would like for you guys to chime in on it, maybe to shine some light or some clarity, if you understand a little bit more than I do. But, so Levitt's like, oh, he got the code. And then they just stop everything that they were about to do. Like, they weren't just about to blast Maddie and put her down because she's, like, paralyzed. And then they just leave. Like, what? They just leave her there. Like, what the fuck? So what about this test? Is there something that they can save her with? Like, if they take the test? Like, what? What? Why? So you're just gonna leave her there, possibly go into a place where you time dilated all the way to the future or the past or something, and you just left Maddie there like a vegetable? Like, she needs some sort of care or hospitalization or something. Like, what? What about the test can save Maddie? Or did she die? You just left it? Somebody explain that to me. Because I was like, okay, we went through this whole ass emotional moment where I really thought that she was gonna die. And then they just leave. I don't know what to think. I don't get it. I was so confused about what about that. Oh, he got the code. Changed the fact that Maddie's brain is dead, essentially. Is there something that can help her? What? I'm so confused. I didn't get that. I really did not. And so they just left her there. What? Like, I would have been so mad if I was in Maddie's shoes. I'd be like, hey, come back. Hey, where are you going? Like, no. Do it. Finish it. Like, what? And then I saw in the promo that Clark is, like, there. Like, oh. Like, so did she not go far? Like, what? I don't know. But I just still don't understand, like after this entire season, in previous seasons, even if there is some sort of mystery or some sort of, like, ambiguous entity that we don't understand, by the penultimate episode of the season, we understand it. We know what's happening. The City of Light. Allie is fucking up the whole world. She's trying to do, save them and put them in the city. Like, all right, we got that. I still don't understand anything about this last war or anything about Transcendence or anything about what's going on in this Bardo, Sanctum, anything. Shade Hedda, I don't get it. I still have no answers, and we have one episode left. So how are they gonna tie this all together? And I mean, I started the episode off not really caring and not having any expectations, and I'm glad I did that. And I felt that way because it was very valid. Because it still don't make no sense to me. I'm still confused. And this whole show is about to end forever, and I still am so confused. I'm not emotional about it anymore. Bellamy's dead. That was already just some bullshit. Gabriel died to save Maddie, who ended up being brain dead anyway, and then they just left her on the table to go get Cadigan. And Shade Head is still running around all willy-nilly. Echo just, who knows where she at. Like, what? How much, is this gonna be, an extra long episode? I don't know. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode, because I'm really trying to wrap my head around it, and none of it just made any sense. A lot of the first half of it just felt like a waste of time, and then that whole emotional ass thing with Maddie was a waste of time, because they just left her there on the bed. So that's worse than putting her down. Unless you gon' be back, you're guaranteed gonna be back. And Shade Hedda is running around. He has been trying to kill her for so long. You're just gonna leave her there and she can't even fucking move? I don't even know. So, I just don't get it. Maybe I missed something. Did I miss something? Do I need to go back and refresh on something? Because I feel like I'm pretty learned and pretty informed about what happens in this show. I've watched it. I've rewatched previous seasons over and over. This season, not so much. Maybe I missed something. So please let me know if I did. But that was just that was just laughable. Honestly, I'm rooting for Shade Head at this point. Because he's the coolest character to me at this point. Which is sad, because I used to hate his character. This season is a trip. Alright, y'all. Please, let me know. If there's something that I missed, inform me about that. Give me your opinion of this episode. What if you have any predictions or theories about next episode, please let me know. I would love to hear your thoughts, just to give me a little enlightenment, because I was completely perplexed and confused at the end of it. I didn't even know anything. I still don't know what's going to happen, and I don't understand where this story is going now. And also, comment, share, subscribe, and hey, we have one more episode left. I'm not going to cement my judgment of this season in quite yet, but I'm interested to hear about everybody else and what you guys think, because I really don't see how they're going to be able to pull off and round the story out and complete it in one episode. So, anyway, again, please comment, share, and subscribe. Thanks so much for watching. And follow me on Instagram if you would like. And hey, maybe meet again one last time, eh? Bye, guys.